We have a community of very thoughtful, very caring people that are giving back in many ways.
I got involved with the Key Biscayne Foundation through Art Cares for Kids. Art Cares for Kids actually started as a result of my thesis that I wrote when I was in graduate school in improving the quality of life of children through arts. Basically, we put this group together with some of my friends and I, probably empty nesters as well, so we were wanting to do something still working with children. And we've been going to the hospital regularly for the last 5 years on a weekly basis. And we provide a creative outlet for the children while they're in the hospital, when they're there for treatment, receiving chemotherapy.
Having been a policeman in Miami-Dade County for so long, knowing the history of police minority relations early on when we were having some very, very difficult times in the 80s and some civil unrest, I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to encourage cops and kids to learn to trust each other and like each other. And in some of these communities, the only interaction the kids have with the police officers is usually something in a negative way. And I wanted to be the person that changes that. So I had an opportunity once I came here to Key Biscayne to create my own little fund. However, I really didn't know how to channel it until I was put in touch with the Key Biscayne Community Foundation. And that's where everything changed, the dynamics changed, and my fund blossomed into a charitable foundation.
One of the things I've been most proud of is working on the Village of Empathy, which has been a partnership between the village and the foundation for the last several years. And with that program, our goal is to make sure that everyone who lives here understands that we play part in the broader community, and that while Key Biscayne is a wonderful, beautiful island, and everyone who lives here is so privileged to live here, we are still connected to a much broader community where things aren't always as nice as they are here. And I think people want to be engaged and they want to be connected, but sometimes they don't know how. And so with this partnership with the foundation, we're able to connect them with those organizations and with those people that could use some help or could use that empathy. We're able to help them in that way.
Well, the foundation has a lot of programs that I like, but one that I think is very special is the Citizen Scientist. The program involves people working together with scientists. It isn't just a theoretical program. It is an actual hands-on program where people in the community of all ages work with scientists. And they do things like cleaning up the beaches, identifying and keeping a record of what we have here in nature, making people aware of the pitfalls and the problems that we could have, things like hurricanes, storm drainage, and things like that affect the environment.
We had a family foundation, and as I was growing up, we would get together, and we found that it was difficult over holidays especially to be able to make the time or take the time to get together and talk about what we were going to accomplish that year, especially when we just wanted to hang out. And so we ended up moving from a family foundation to Schwab and an institutional fund. And they were good at the administration side, but it still didn't quite take away from some of the decision-making that needed to happen. So by having the Key Biscayne Community Foundation, it's really allowed us to understand the needs of Key Biscayne and Miami-Dade at the same time while alleviating some of those administrative burdens that came from the paperwork and the time commitments that we needed to put in order to fulfill our 501c3 obligations.
Legacy is very, very important, and oftentimes our residents find that establishing that legacy can be a very, very complicated, convoluted process. We simplify that for them. We give them the tools necessary and do the backroom work, do all of the heavy lifting for them and helping them establish that legacy, and in turn helping them help the community.
The Biscayne Women's Giving Circle started in 2007, and it did because 3 women here on the island who really only live here part-time, I was only here 4 months, decided that we needed to give back to the community if we were here just part of the year. You can't live here and not participate. And we all agreed, we all were looking for something. So we started this. We did not know where it was going to take us, because there are giving circles all over the United States going under the umbrella of a giving circle, but they function in different ways. They collect money and give out grants. We really operate in a different way. We don't give money out. We give items from their wish list. One of the groups that we've given to is the Miami Music Project. This is the organization where they give musical instruments to children in schools and teach them how to play them, and they become an orchestra. And it's in select schools all over in the Miami-Dade area, but in the poorest areas, in the underserved areas. They're trying to not only teach them a wonderful skill and have this wonderful way of playing music, but they want to keep their interest to keep them in school.
It's really something special to see the way community happens here, and it's unlike anywhere else in Miami-Dade County.